German company invest 300 million to PA, Pennsylvania chip plant. Explosion in Texas. Over 18,000 cows dead. Basically, this explosion was at a farm. So again, the title is Germany company invests $300 million in a Pennsylvania chip making plant. And another part of the current events I want to get into is again an explosion in Texas and a farm over 18,000 cows dead. Okay, so with that, I would like to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, B'chak Wadash, Thawada, Yahweh for giving us Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who have the 100% spirit of Yahweh Shai Shai in them. Double honors to the CT bishops, elders of GMS, our big brothers. Greetings and salutations to the brothers in this country and all over the world who are prophesying in the true name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, which is none other than the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who are descendants from those people on their father's side. Shalom to those who are scattered abroad. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwith. I'm your Akwab, Lord willing, serving the King of the universe. And again, the title, read once again, Germany, a major Germany company, invests $300 million in a Pennsylvania chip plant. And again, 18,000 cows dead from a big explosion in Texas. So the major one, I saw this article on the Germany company that's investing in this chip plant. Today's the 15th, and I saw this article on the 12th. I couldn't do the show on it yesterday because my computer was acting up for like 2 days. But the water's working now, so I got the article I want to read, and then also post this article in the description box. So we can go into that first. And, I just want to quickly read these articles. And, when you got a spirit, you put these pieces together, man, because at the end of the day, these two articles, man, just prove a few of the major, add on to the major prophecy of, the digital law is. We're going to prove that through this article, and it reveals a lot. And then explosion in Texas with the 18,000 cows dead. That leads more towards biblical prophecy as far as the famine is concerned, man. So let's get right into it. All right. So again, I got these articles here. Let's pull them up. Okay, the first one is the chip maker one. That was the big one right here. So let's get it, man. Okay. Yeah, so here we are, right? We're here at, this is coming from out of all stations, but hey, still what news, Fox News, right? So here we go. It says, German company to invest 300 million. Let me lower this volume. It's a lot of volume. Okay, again, let's start again. It says a German company to invest 300 million in Pennsylvania chip making plant. All right, it says EMD Electronics, a Merck KGA subsidiary, is projected to invest over 3.5 billion in projects by 2025. Look at that. A subsidiary is basically a it's a company owned by another parent company, another company that over them. They're subject onto another major company. So so let's read this article and let's see what it reveals. It says the electronics, let's bring it up. And it's very interesting, man. Proves the biblical prophecies of Yahweh Shema Shai. The electronics subsidiary of German multinational healthcare company, right? That's funny. So who's running this electronic subsidiary is a German multinational healthcare company, right? We already know that the digital law is going to be introduced as an incentive for your life, for all things, but one of the major one is for your health identification, your ID, of course, and your health insurance, your health records, your health status. You know what I mean? So the healthcare system will 100% be definitely involved in the digital law that's going to be prophesied to be implemented in society. Again, not only will it have your social security number and all your credentials, your ID, and your job info and your bank, all that. But the most important thing is your health status, if you received what or not, Beetlejuice. So the healthcare system is definitely part of this. The healthcare system funds the political party, man. It's a billion trillion dollar corporation. Anyways, sorry. The electronic subsidiary of German multinational healthcare company Merck, right, said Wednesday it will spend $300 million to expand its specialty gas production facility in eastern Pennsylvania in a step that state officials hope will boost the area's appeal to the fast-growing semiconductor industry. Now, I still can't see how relating a gas company to a conducting industry, but it is what it is, right? I know you brothers probably can put it together. Anyway, so the subsidiary EMD Electronics, again, which is supported by a German multinational health company, right? We already know who the Germans are according to the prophecies of the scriptures. They're the wise men of Teman. All right, so these Germans are always behind, the highest form of technological advances to this day, which is really for the destruction. Knowledge will increase. You don't get nuclear missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, without knowledge being increased. Okay, and it came from the wise men of Teman. These are what these German scientists are. They're really the wise men of Teman, these Edomites. Okay. Again, the subsidiary EMD Electronics said the expansion would create the world's largest integrated specialty gases facility as part of its program to invest over $3.5 billion on projects by 2025, including at sites in Arizona, Texas, and California. It says Oregon legislature authorizes urban growth expansion for chip makers. Okay, so look, so I'm gonna click on that too. Look at this, another one. Wow, see, this wasn't planned. Let's see this one. The Oregon legislature, this is dated April 6th, less than a week ago, authorizes urban growth expansion for chip makers. It says the bill will also provide chip makers $200 million in grants. So look at that. Come on, man. So you got other groups out there. I'm not even worthy to mention, in this show. Well, whatever. I'm not going to go there with it. But we already know who denies the chip. Again, but your government doesn't. They believe in this thing and they're going to implement it. So here it is. Oregon is putting out legislation to encourage people to expand the chip making development process, and you get grants for that. So look at that. So I'm not going to read this. I'll post it in the description as well. Let me save this in the favorites. Let me add this to the favorites. Okay, let's go back to the other article. So look at that. That wasn't even planned. Again, go back to the original. Company officials say the site houses a research center and synthesizes materials that form core building blocks of transistors, a component of you see it there, We on YouTube, so I can't even say this word, I don't think, right? But look at that. Let me get it real big here. Okay? You see it. I ain't saying nothing. I'm not even going to say the word, even though it's written from Fox News. Okay? Company officials say the site houses a research center and synthesizes materials that form core building blocks of transistors or component microchips. So transistors is basically like a semiconductor, like a conductor of certain volts and amplifies certain currents and energies. It's a conductor of electricity, of voltage, that a chip needs, a transistor, right? It says a German company has pledged $300 million into Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania, site for specialty gas production as the region tries to woo the semiconductor industry. Government Josh Shapiro, who attended the announcement at the site in Schuylkill County, pledged more than $1 million in the state grants for expansion. In Maine, jury to decide fate of 1 billion hydropower. All right. So this industry is huge, and its growth potential is enormous. Well, see, so you got this is more news to me too. Like we just went here, right? In Oregon, right? They're passing laws to encourage people to create. Jimmy Fox might be out the window pretty soon, man. So we'll see what happens. I heard he's in the hospital. So Lord willing, the Lord take his demonic ass out. That guy's a super Skittles package, man. His legendary fairy parties. He's been in it for a minute. But anyway, this industry is huge, and its growth potential is enormous. So like I said, they're encouraging companies to, and with grants, to make the CHIPS, right? So this coincides with prophecy, man. All right. And it's a key to our economy and to our national security, of course, as always, right? Chip manufacturers are spending hundreds of billions of dollars to build new factories, expand production in the United States, fueled partly by federal subsidies designed to revive domestic production of computer chips. Look at that. So there's a big move to create chips in America. What did it say? United States. In the United States, we know it's going to be what? You already know. It's going to be, FORCED upon the people, right? The subsidies are a key element of the Biden administration, an effort to sharpen the U.S. edge in military technology and manufacturing while minimizing the constant supply disruptions to Asia during the height of the C-19 pandemic, when a shortage of CHIPS shut down factory assembly lines. Yeah, because when the lockdown happened a few years ago, there was a big halt. But that was one of the reasons why the PS5, the PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X, they were halting in production. It was scarce. Not only was there computer bots messing things up, whatever have you, trying to sell them, but there was a shortage of chips. That's why for a good whole year it was hard to get these consoles. But now look who's a part of this digital or CHIP talk. Well, none other than Biden. What a coincidence, because we know that Biden has a viral video out there that he says that one day he will vote in the what. And he said, what? Mark my words. You will vote for this. What? I'm not even going to say it, but you got it. You already know. So look who's buying this. Let's read it again. The subsidies are a key element of the Biden administration. And he did say years ago that he said it, mark my words, this will be written into law. Effort to sharpen the U.S. edge of military technology and manufacturing while minimizing right? All right, so that was the point there. Like I said, I'll post that article in the description. And this was another surprise Lord willing the Lord gave us. Now, I didn't even know in Oregon, they're passing laws to encourage people and giving $200 million grants to build CHIPS. So, look, man, This is a reality, man. And you got these other retarded camps, backward retarded camps that who are psychopath enough to play with the Lord's prophecies, man. Anyway, the next article. All right, the next article. Oh no, it's not the right one. All right. Now check this out. This is crazy, man. All right, this is freaking crazy, man. Now, as of today, April 15th, as far as I know, that was maybe 2 months ago, this stat was, but they say over 700 factories, food distribution factories have been burnt down worldwide, right? And I did a show on it, I think in France. France has the biggest wholesale food distributor factory in France, and that was burned to the ground. All right, so obviously, if the biggest food wholesale factory distribution center, all basically, that means that all other food, dispensaries get their items from that factory in France. If that's burned down, what does that mean then? All right, that means there's a shortage of food. Okay. And now in America, right, there's over 100 factories that was supposedly, well, not supposedly, it was burnt down to the ground. And how? In 2023, in the most technologically advanced time, how is something so vital to the life source of people in America, as far as living every day, you need to eat? How are they allowing, or how does this, they don't create any technology that prevents these kind of things, man. There should be sacred, state-of-the-art technology installed and surveilling the food that they're distributing to the American citizens, man. But yet, over 100 factories, and that's probably more now, that are burnt down in America. But let's read this one. It said, this is from Epic Times. The possible explosion leaves estimated 18,000 cows dead in Texas, right? Smoke is visible a day after a massive explosion. That's one day after, at a Texas dairy farm, in photos published in April 12th. Look at that. That's a day. That's not even at the moment. A day after. Still smoking. So now you understand, like when the Most High explodes America by his wrath, by the ICBM missiles, by way of World War III, that Russia and all these other countries going to shoot upon America and China and North Korea. And also the chariots are going to come to destroy this place, Babylon the Great America. Now you understand why the earth is going to get gloomy and smoky in that time. It's going to last for years, man. Anyway, let's play. Read. It says, as many as 18,000 dairy cows were killed and one person was critically injured during a possible explosion and a fire in Texas, officials said Tuesday. The incident occurred at the South Fork Dairy Farm located in Dimmitt, Texas. The Castro County Sheriff's Office said in a statement, officials say the cause of fire is still under investigation. Of course, right? Upon arrival, it was determined that one person was trapped inside, and fire crews were able to locate the person and remove them from the building. The person was flown to So let's get he noted that only a small number of cows survived. So yeah, that's pretty much, you don't really need the more. Let's see. Dimmitt Mayor Roger Malone estimated to USA Today that around 18,000 cows died in the incident. How do you dispose of 18,000 carcasses, he asked. All right, we read enough. I just wanted to get that headline, I'm looking at the article. It says there has been speculation that recent fires and explosions at other facilities, including food processing plants, are attacks on critical U.S. infrastructure. Duh. Now they're saying it, and of course they're probably going to try to blame Russia. This is, but last year the FBI Cyber Division issued a warning about potential cyber attacks on agricultural cooperatives and food plants amid increasing media coverage of recent fires explosion across the United States. So it's saying it's cyber attacks are doing this. You know, they're gonna point the finger, man. This man's a liar. He's the one self-sabotaging what's going on here. The devil. All right, so I got two scriptures I'm thinking about, right? As far as the CHIP thing in Eastern Pennsylvania is being funded by a subsidiary German company, you know, and now again in Oregon they're passing laws to encourage people companies to create new chips. I'm not going to say the word. You know, microchips. With a $200 million grant. So you know people are gonna be rushing to just create anything they want, you know, to get that grant. But how do you create these things, right? How do we get to this point? By none other way than Daniel's 12th chapter, where he states what? Let's read Daniel's 12. I'm going to start from 12 and go to 4. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. We know that Michael is the right hand man of Yahushua, is the captain of the angels. He's the head of all the angels under Yahushua. He's the archangel. Okay, so he's the right hand man as far as the angels of Yahushua is concerned. You know, so. And at the time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. He's our defender, Michael the archangel. And he's going to fulfill his duties, man. He's coming back with Yahushua. He's another great figure in this story of Yahushua, right? So Michael the archangel, he's coming, man. He's real, all right? He's real, all right? Okay? So, man, the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. So he's going to come back to defend us along with Yahushua and all the angels, which standeth for the children of thy people, because while we are the Most High's children, the nation of Israel, and there should be a time of trouble such as was never since there was a nation, even to that same time, and that time thy people should be delivered, and every one that should be found written in the book. That's right, because this time we're coming to now, again, is what, again, other camps like to deny, who looks like a bunch of Power Rangers. They once, their leader, hot dog leader, who likes to smile all the time in every interview and grin when you don't need to. Scriptures say a righteous man scarcely smile. He denied Jacob's trouble, Now he's trying to talk about it, again. So we're coming into a time of great trouble, and like Apostle Horus says, the nuclear missiles is the apex of Jacob's trouble. That's all include. Like basically, we're going to be with the salvation is happening in the midst of Jacob's trouble. So it says, such never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Right. So there's never be a time like this. It says. Like I said, like the Lord said in Matthew, it said there should be, let's get it real quick. Matthews, it says, Matthew's 24th chapter, the great prophecy chapter that the Lord said himself. Matthew's 24, verse 20, 1, it says, for then shall be great tribulation, right? So that matches up with Jacob's trouble, because great tribulation, well, read it. Great tribulation, such as was not ever since the beginning of the world to this time, nor that ever shall be. So this great trouble is Jacob's trouble. Great tribulation, great trouble that the world has never seen before and will never see again. All right. And this is that time. So you can pick any horrific time. Noah's the flood of the world, Pompeii, any destruction, just horrific things happening to our people. This is the worst thing that the world will ever see. So back to Daniel, it says again, and there should be a time of trouble such as time, and at the time thy people, such never was since there was a nation even to that same time. So again, since there was a nation on earth, there has never been a time where we're about to come into this now, when Michael the Archangel and Yahweh Shai come to defend the Most High's children. It says and the time thy people should be delivered. Who's gonna deliver thy people, the children of the Most High? None other than the deliverer himself, Lord Yahweh Shai. It says, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Why? Because the ones who are going to be saved, starting with the elect and their friends and the families of the prophets, the believers, the ones that have the faith, the ones who are healed, those people are written in the book of life. Why? Because the book of life really ends and starts with is the faith in Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai, he was given the keys to life and death from the power of the Heavenly Father. All right, so the ones who are written and were saved, they're going to be written down. We're going to be written in the book of life, man. Because why? We believe in life itself, which is Yahweh Shai from the power of the Most High. He is life, which is the wisdom and understanding, ultimately through faith to believe in the Son of the power, the Son of the Father, Yahweh Shai, the deliverer. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to everlasting contempt. Yeah, because dead body's going to rise in that day. The dead shall rise first. Also the wicked, you're going to rise too, to receive that nuclear destruction. So you think, I'm going to die like martial law, I'm going to get decapitated, it's cool. But no, if you're wicked, you're going to wake back up and you're going to rise and receive that missile too. So you're not out the picture, man. Okay? All the wicked are going to rise back up to receive that destruction. All right? Even the wicked niggas who passed on today, they're going to rise and receive that destruction. Wicked niggas who passed on. All right? So it says, therefore, and they be, Salak, it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awaken, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. Right? Because why? It's what you say, wisdom maketh the face to shine. Right? And so that light is going to be beaming off of the elect. And many of them and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn the many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Right? It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up thy words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So how are we running to and fro? Well, overall, by the technologies, to and fro means many people on earth. It's going to be a time when many people are running to and fro. How are we running to and fro? By what is it going from one place to another very fast? Is by transportation, airplanes, aircrafts, right? Speedboats, big ships, speed ships, train systems. You got what do you call that? You got planes that broke the sound barrier, the Concorde. They don't play that. They don't have that anymore. You have electric trains that could go super fast, man. Certain Mach speeds. So that's going from to and fro, man. Okay. I believe the Concorde used to go from what, here to Americas to Europe in, under 15 hours or some crazy shit, man. And you only get to that point by knowledge increasing. And when knowledge increasing, which brings forth your technology, and technology cannot come forth without you being technical first, getting into technicalities of certain mechanics and electricity and putting things together, to create innovative creations, of like technology, and it comes by your knowledge being increased, which, like the apostle always coins, this is the most highest technology, which is purest form. You've created, the HAARP, you already know, WEATHER, TE Tech, right? You have satellites and whatever have you. The technology today, that all belongs to the Lord, that the Lord bestowed upon man, the wise men and Teman, to really glorify the Lord when he comes back. Because without a shadow, without a doubt, with all the technology that this whole world is awed by, right, and idolizes and praises, the spiritual technology about the Lord is going to make them look like they were in the Stone Age, man. When they come back with the chariots, the spiritual power upon the men, and it's just going to glorify the Lord, and how much and magnify his power when the Lord comes back. Because there's nothing that can bring this man's system down and his weaponry. There has to be divine intervention. Okay, he can't be brought down except divine intervention, and that will definitely happen. That will definitely happen. And if we're talking about the international bankers, there's nobody can bring him down. And the Lord gave him ultimate power for his son to take it from them. That's why the scriptures say, the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. When you take dominion, a landmass, it comes by no other way, by war, and by you claiming that land and proclaiming that land as your own after the spoils of war, and then you establish your city, your citizens, and you claim that land, and they become tributaries, man. So overall, this land, this earth, this domain belongs the domain of Yahushua and his king and his fellow heirs, all right, that will rule over the domain land masses of this world and beyond, man. All right. Okay, that's what we're coming into. And knowledge should be increased. Okay, so I was just proving that point. And again, we already know that this article goes further into Revelation 13 and 16, which I'm not, going to get in sensitive YouTube, but we already know 100 times fold over. If you have the truth, having the spirit of Yahweh Shemai, that this is what this is going into. Okay. The CHIP, the digital law. So again, you got a big push by knowledge being increased by technology and advances, pushing forth all their technology and advances was really to create the CHIP to I gotta be careful to put on the people. Hopefully that's not too much. Now let's go to the point of the famine. Again, with this 18,000 cows dying, with explosion in Texas, it just proved this. Again, like the scriptures say, there were famines in the scriptures, and that is coming back again. Like I said, there's speculation that this is being engineered, the article pointed out, right? But they're saying it's cyber attacks that's attacking the agricultural technology that's going to interrupt agricultural development. So let's get Amos. Amos chapter 3. verse 8, I'm sorry, verse 8, it says, behold, the days, 8 and 11, behold, the days comes to the Lord that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, right? And he will sell a famine, but really overall, it's going to be famine of the word, you know, because we're going to be cut off and censored, you know. You're not going to be able to access this truth no more, the Holy Spirit no more, by way of the prophets. And it shall wander from sea to sea, from north to the even to the east, and it shall run to and fro, and seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. All right? Okay. Let me get another one, because that's really mostly talking about a famine of the word, not a famine of food. So let's get one. Psalms. I always think about Psalms 10. At the end of the day, the men of the Lord, we're going to be taken care of in a time of famine when we're deprived of food. This is Proverbs 10 and 3. They said, the Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous, the Lord will not suffer, he will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he casteth away the substance of the wicked. So at the end of the day, the Lord is not even going to entertain the idea of the elect men, the men of the Lord, and the ones who believe, the 1/3, to famine, to succumb to hunger, to succumb to famine and die off. No, in that time, we're going to be, the Most High said they're going to be they're going to be taken care of. He will not suffer to be famished. We're going to be taken care of. And then it says, but he casteth away the substance of the wicked. Right? So, but the substance of the wicked, their food and etc., if you're wicked, you're not going to be covered by the Lord in a time of famine. And again, 18,000 cows dead in Texas after an explosion, and they're trying to blame it on cyber attacks, whatever have you, or what's going on. Or they're saying, they're pointing out suspicion that it's getting something going on, and it's too obvious. In 2023, with the technological advances you have, these factories should have top security systems to secure something so vital to society as far as food. But of course, it's not, right? So how is that happening, man? How are you not careful with food? You people got to put the pieces together, man, and realize what days we're in. But again, at the end of the day, we know majority of you idiots won't listen, especially these retarded ass camps out there who call themselves whatever you call yourselves, believers of the Most High, Lord, and Yahushai, but a goddamn fake, phony demons, man. Faithless demons, fake prophets, and you will 100% be exposed, man. You will 100% be exposed, man. In the name of Yahweh Shemai, man. And we can't wait for that, because it's just gonna glorify Yahweh Shai, man. Glorify Yahweh Shemai, man. All right. So with that, I pray you were edified, and those are powerful articles to me. I said, wow, what I mean? So it's going down, man. They're egging on chip production, $200 million grants. They're investing in it, $300 million this year, and what, $3 billion by 2025? What does that mean? What does that mean, man? And then, of course, another over 15,000 plus animals died. Probably more than that, man. That's crazy amount of animals dying, cows dying at once. And you know how these motherfuckers out here like they dirty ass hamburgers, man. They get mauled anyway before they feed it to you. But anyway, with that, I pray you edified. I pray the Lord's with this show. And again, shalom. So, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Wachwak, Wadash. So, what Yahweh for giving us Yahushai, the blindness of the apostles and elders of GMS, our big brothers, And greetings and salutations to the brothers in this country and all over the world, prophesying in the true name of Yahweh Bashir Shalom.